ACC women's basketball tip-off. Happy to have Syracuse here on stage with me. Head coach Felicia Leggett-Jack, Georgia Woolley, and Cairo Wood.
Yes.
Welcome, ladies.
Oh, it's good to be here.
Thank you.
Obviously, got the team back to the NCAA tournament last year, which I know is a big goal for you when you took over the program. Can you talk about how maybe last year's success is now catapulted or preparing you guys for this season?
You know, one thing that, last year brought to us was we didn't take anything for granted. We had some health issues and the team had to step up in a big time way. My coaches had to step up. And one thing that we did last year, we just kind of said, let's take it day by day, brick by brick. And we shot some bricks up too, by the way.
But you grabbed those rebounds.
Yeah, Kyra got the rebound for us. But we just really just have fun. And that's what we're going to do this season. We're not going to like, oh my God, De'Asia Fear's not here and panic. We're not going to go, oh, she's not here, I'm going to show you either. We're just going to take it day by day, brick by brick.
Georgia, we've got the reigning ACC Coach of the Year right here. What is it about Coach Jack that makes her so successful?
I say this a million times, but it truly just is her passion and her drive and her competitiveness. And I think those three things are instilled in all of us and can't help but be successful.
All right, Coach Jack, give us kind of a prelude of this season. You lost a lot.
Yes.
So what is this team evolving into? What's the pace? What's the style of play going to look like?
It's evolving into the team, and I say that's the big two words. I think that we're going to push the ball. It's not going to stick as much. We wanted it to stick with De'Asia because not too many people were going to take it from her. But this team is going to be different because we're going to move it and we're going to have a plethora of shooters that can actually make the outside shot. And we got bigs that run the floor. That's really exciting to see. I think that, to me, it's going to be exciting because it's a whole different style that we're going to play in the last 5 years that I've coached like. And so I think that we're going to go 5 seconds. We want to throw that thing in the air in 5 seconds and have some fun. It's a game of basketball, right? Let's just show the fans what they want to see, the ball moving fast.
So, Kyra, if the ball's moving fast, that means a lot more opportunities for rebounding. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about what it is that makes you such a great rebounder?
Well, Coach Jack will take the credit for that because she tells me all the time that 99% of the rebounds are going to the blocks. So we kind of make our bigs and that other middle person come down, but those bigs hitting the block and really tracking the ball. I think last year, kind of in the middle of the season, I think somebody actually specifically said that, and it kind of clicked in my head, why wouldn't I do that every time? And I think it was kind of a aha moment, duh. So yeah, I just track the ball, I get to that block, and I go from there.
There's been, TJ Wilkerson from the Sports Nerd podcast. As Coach was saying, there's been a lot of changes to this roster, with you two being the veterans on the squad, the leaders. How, in your mind, how should you step up to lead this team this year?
Yeah, I think definitely we're in a position now where we do need to step up. The people in the past have set the standard for who we are and what we need to be. So it's our job not to maintain that, but to elevate it and continue to grow. And as people that have been with Coach Jack for a long time, we are in a great position to be able to have the opportunity to do that. So that's what we're really been trying to do and looking to do and continue to do as we continue forward.
I think being a veteran, I think we've instilled in some of the underclassmen, understanding the assignment, and I think they completely do. They know everybody has to step up, whether you're new, whether you're a veteran, whether you've been with her for 3 years or 2 months. Everybody has to rise to the occasion for this year, and I think that we will do that. So,
many will say this is the best women's basketball conference in the country. 8 teams in the tournament a year ago. However, one thing that's really unique to me is that we have 4 teams in this league who are being led by who are leading their alma maters, you being one of those. Can you talk about, is it the ACC? I don't think there's another conference in the country that has that many. So can you talk about, obviously we know your passion for leading Syracuse, but what is it about the ACC that helps make that possible as well?
Well, I joined the ACC coming from the MAC, and it was already known to have 23 championships. And this women's basketball league has been number one for the last 3+ years. And I just knew that I was joining something really special. and I didn't want to be one of the coaches that come in and muck it up, even though we
There's no mucking in your game.
Yeah, no, I just take that word out of there. Even though, we inherited a program that was in disarray, it's still Syracuse University and still my alma mater. And when you have coaches leading their alma mater, it's not just a game, it's personal. And I definitely want to, when Chancellor Severard comes to our game, even though he's not really understanding what's going on, I want him and his wife, Dr. Chen, to be proud that they were witnessing people respecting our university. When our director of athletics is walking around and talking to donors and alumni, I want to be one of the teams that he has to talk about because we're having success as well. So it's a personal moment for me and the three others, but it's a personal thing to represent the ACC because it's one of the best. We got here, it was the best. We want to continue to maintain that.
Georgia, healthy now going into this last year. What did you add to your game?
Going into this year, I think that a lot of things that I wanted to work on were not necessarily on the court, but also off the court. I wanted to obviously grow as a leader, but understanding what that means for me. I feel like being a leader is different for everyone, and what things I can bring that are authentic to myself. So I feel like that was important to me. But then obviously on the court stuff, just getting better, getting that shooting percentage up, being more relentless on defense, ball handling, things like that.
Kara, 3 new teams coming into the league.
Mm-hmm.
When they step on the court against your team, what do they need to most be worried about?
I think we just have a relentlessness about ourselves. I think we're not going to give up. I think we proved that last year that we could be down 10, 12 going into the fourth quarter and we come back and win the game. And, it might not be in a fashion that the fans might like or coach might like, but, we get the job done. And I think they have to bring out all 4 quarters to be able to compete with us and compete in the ACC completely.
Coach Felicia, you've been a student athlete in this. You've been a student athlete for Syracuse, a great student athlete at that. Can you talk about the knowledge that you passed down as both a student athlete and a coach for the Syracuse Orange program to your ladies?
Pride. I could be anywhere in the country. This wasn't the only job that I could have attained, but I am so prideful that I get to be a coach at the best school on the globe, in my opinion. It's a school that hires their own. The men's basketball coach, the lacrosse coaches, myself, and our AD, who was the vice president of ESPN, is now our director of athletics. You have Mike Tirico, who's announcing for the Olympics, and the pride he has when he mentions something that says Syracuse or the color orange. It's not a fluke that the couches he sat on were orange. I'm certain it's because of Syracuse. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. and it's just, we just love that place. So, excuse me. Thank you. And it's a place every single day I go home and I look in the mirror and say, did you leave it out there for your alma mater? And then if the answer is no, I pray I wake up in the morning to give it a little bit more. So I'm excited to be home, seeing my mom and my family. But most importantly, I'm glad to be representing Syracuse University.
Felicia, what are the strengths of this team right now? And I know it's October, but right now, and then what are those couple of areas that are keeping you up at night?
The strength of our team is our team. In October, I can sense that everybody wants it for each other. And, I've been with some teams where the players were a little bit selfish and want it for themselves. This team is really, I see on the sidelines after a drill, them talking to each other, saying, this is how we would do it here, this is what we try, and let's get out of this drill, whatever. And I'm really proud of what we are looking like right now. What's the second part of your question?
Oh, the areas that are keeping you up at night.
Oh, our defense is keeping me up at night. I just think that we're letting people turn the corner way too fast. We have a scout group of people that's really special, very quick, but I think that they're turning the corner on us way too fast, and we're not taking pride defensively.
Ladies, this is for each of you. Who's that teammate right now that maybe your fans don't know about or we don't know about that you think give them a little bit of time and they're going to be that household name?
Personally, I mean, she was here last year, but I think that's Sophie Burrows. I think that she's made a lot of strides, and she's really going to step into that position and like own it and own who she is, and I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to say Sophie too. I think that she's kind of understanding her role slowly but surely. I think she's being seen by her other teammates because she also got voted captain this year. I think she's kind of stepping into that role, whether she knew it or not, whether she knew the impact she was having on the team, the impact she had on the team last year, even though, she might not have, played as much as, and everybody might not have seen her as much, but the impact she had on our team was impactful. And I think it's starting to come to fruition from last year going into this year.
As seniors, when I use the term accomplished greatness, what does it mean to each of you?
I think just being 1% better every day. I think our goal and our motto is elevating, and it doesn't just mean, the end goal of getting to the Sweet 16. That means every day in practice giving it your best effort. That means every day in practice controlling what you can control and the energy that you give and the energy that you receive. I think just focusing on those little things and just being better every single day and trying to be better for yourself and for your team and for the longevity of your season. For seniors, this is it. Like, you might have more years of eligibility whether you have that or not. But for us, we don't. Like, this is it for us. So we kind of have to give all we got or else, it'll be over sooner than we want.
Yeah, I think Kyra nailed it right on the head. Just remembering to stay where our feet are. Obviously, our motto for this year is elevate. And I see the big picture. I see where we want to be in this postseason, but I have to remember where my feet are, and it's every single day. And I don't have, you just don't, like Coach Jack always says, it's like you look in your mirror, did you accomplish it today? And you don't know what tomorrow brings. So just remembering where your feet are and bringing that every single day so that we can be where we want to be.
Coach Jack, a 15 gauntlet ACC team league was a lot. Now you throw in the 3 new teams. Has that changed how you and your staff approach the off season as you prepared, or is it just still, we'll deal with the ACC when it comes?
It's not, you can't just deal with the ACC. It's such a special conference. But we always talk about, we can't worry about what we can't control. What we can control is our moment and our now. And what we're going to continue to do is remember our why. Why do we play this game? And what are we trying to accomplish through this game? Anybody we play, from Niagara, our first game, to whoever we play next, we have to bring that to the table and let people see you as showing your why. And if you can do that, you can play 15, 19, whatever this conference is going to be in the following year, because I just think that it is so organic that it's going to continue to evolve. And one reason that Syracuse is going to be a school and a women's basketball program that's going to be able to stand the test of time is that we're going to lock into our moment right now, understand that mirror is important to us, more important than anything else, and we're going to go out there and show the world exactly what our why looks like.
Your head coach is obviously an alum of your program and your institution. As you guys approach the senior year, what do you want your legacy to be?
We talk about our legacy before we even get here. We commit, we have to, write up a little paragraph or so, writing and explaining to her what we want our legacy to be from freshman year into senior year. So before I even came here, I know I wanted to make an impact and grow the game and reach young women, young kids, young girls who see us as, their inspiration. Like, you don't know who you touch. And I think I realized that. I think one of our photographers caught at the kids' game, they had these sheets, and each one they said the goals. One of the goals they said, I want to be like the number 22. And I think that was just very touching for me, because I'm like, I still don't know who wrote it, and I still don't know, who that is, but obviously they see me as something bigger and something greater than I see myself. And so I think just striving to be better for them, and knowing that it's not just about me and about a selfishness about myself. It's more about the people who I'm inspiring, the people who look up to me.
Yeah, that's a big question. That really is a big question. But for me, I'm pretty simple on my terms. But I wanted to leave the place. I wanted to leave Syracuse in a better place than I found it, and I wanted to leave as a person better than I was when I arrived. And for me, that looked like bringing what I bring, and for me, that's like my competitive spirit, and bring what I can every single day. My quote that I have underneath my legacy is nothing is given, everything is earned. So remembering that, I feel like a lot of the times we can get caught up in everyone's trying to give us things and help us, but you have to earn it. So that's a big thing for me, and legacy's a big thing, but just leaving the game in a better place than I found it.
Well, Kyra, Georgia, Coach Jack, thank you for spending some time with us today. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.